Top Trump advisor Stephen Miller is escalating the White House's fight with the courts, telling reporters on Friday that the administration is actively looking at ways to end due process rights for migrants who are in this country illegally.
Well, the Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So I would say that's an option we're actively looking at. Look, a lot of it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not.
So Miller references a clause in the Constitution that would allow habeas corpus to be suspended if there's an invasion or for public safety. The Trump administration is claiming the migrants at the southern border meet that criteria. President Trump doubled down on that argument on social media yesterday, writing in part, "If we aren't allowed to remove them because of a radicalized and incompetent court system, the USA will quickly and violently become a crime-ridden third world nation, never to see greatness again." The White House did not respond to NBC News' request for clarification on whether the administration is looking to suspend due process for all migrants or a specific group of people. Anthony, just first, your reaction to this, what Stephen Miller is saying here.
Well, I think the most operative phrase for your viewers, Ali Vitale, is the last phrase that he said, which is that it depends on if the courts do what the executive branch thinks they should do. That fails to appreciate that our court system, they're an independent, co-equal branch of government. They do not take orders from the executive branch. The second important thing for your viewers to note is that the executive branch actually doesn't have this authority. The very first president who tried this was Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War, and the Supreme Court said no at that time, and Congress later exercised its right to suspend habeas corpus. The most important thing here, though, Ali, is that the facts actually don't suggest that this is a viable option, right? Donald Trump likes to say that the border is under invasion from undocumented immigrants. And that these people are wreaking havoc on American cities. That just isn't true. By this administration's own data, border crossings are at historic lows. That's a trend that began in the Biden administration. And importantly, violent crime across the country is at historic lows. I was, and I know you and others at Morning Joe have covered for instance, the drop in violent crime right up the street from me in Baltimore. Last month, the city of Baltimore had only 5 homicides. That is the lowest amount of murders on its books since record keeping began. So the facts just don't justify what this administration is using to float this trial balloon.